Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Zvezda. So this is a kit in 144 scale. You can see here we have a Yak-40, and this is quite famous turbojet passenger aircraft, and frankly speaking I was expecting this kit for a long time because it's interesting to see how this model is interpreted with the help of modern technologies, and we have here actually a new tooled release, so it will be something to check in today's video and actually to evaluate the overall quality of this model. As you can see, we have a really nice box art here, and by the way, this kit was purchased with your help, with your donation, so I'm really thankful for your help in getting this model, because otherwise I won't be able to review it. So first of all, the box size is surprisingly small, but considering the size of the aircraft, maybe it's not as surprising for some others, but for me it was. And here you can see comparison with my hand. We also have a really nice box art. It's actual painting, it's not a digital art. And also here on the side you'll find some information about the kit and also the number of paints. So we have them in Zvezda and Tamiya numbers, and we also have this information about the kit. So we have 59 plastic parts, which is not that huge amount, and the length of the assembled model will be 14.1 centimeters, so also not that huge. On the rear side we have the pictures of the assembled and painted model. We also have a short history note, again the kit information, and of course on the opposite side here we have the other kits in 144 scale. So in case you are interested in getting more of this Zvezda kits of the civil airliners, then definitely go for it, because lately they started releasing decent kits of these turbojet aircrafts. So I think you will definitely find something interesting. We reviewed the Airbus model, we also reviewed some other kits, so definitely check them out on our YouTube channel. So now I'm opening this box. Let's remove these flanges. So the overall box design is quite standard for this brand. That's why we have this cardboard box covered with a color printed section, and I will open it in a second. I think we can zoom out a bit so that you can see the whole box. And here is what we will be talking about. Quite interesting is that this sprue barely fits. Also we have the separate marking guide and assembly manual, but obviously we will talk about it a bit later. First of all, we will start with gray plastic parts, and you can hear that this is a sealed plastic bag, so I'm going to cut through it quickly and we will check everything together. So as I say, the parts count is not that impressive, but let's remember that we are dealing here with a civil aircraft kit, so that's why we do not need any huge number of parts, because as you can see here, for example, we have two fuselage halves which are molded together with the tail fin, also with the nose cone, and this is something what I frankly speaking was not expecting to see here, because this is a modern designed kit, so it could be possible to get the nose section as a single piece part so that it will be easier to get everything together, but instead we get it pre-molded together with the fuselage halves. And note also that the canopy will be also kinda placed here in the fuselage, so it plays as a fuselage section. That's why you have to be careful so that you won't have any gaps here. And maybe it's worth zooming in so that you can check it even closer. External features, they look really great for this size. So here you can see comparison with my hand. It's not as huge as I was expecting, but again, it's a 144 scale, so I think there is a huge chance to see maybe this one in a 1/72 scale, because it won't take a lot of space. And here inside, if you flip it over, you can see we have a guiding elements. And this is a welcome feature because it will help you with the overall alignment of these parts. And of course we have cutouts for clear parts, so all of the illuminators, they will be copied with actual clear parts, transparent ones, not with the decals as in some kits. And this is something what is a must-have for such model, so Again, I'm glad to see it here. Next, we continue with a bigger sprue, and this is actually the second and the last one in the kit. Here we have the main wing, which should be glued out of 2 halves. We have the tail wing. We have also rudder here. We have landing gear parts, some elements for the cockpit I can see here. And cockpit should be quite basic as far as I can understand, even though we have control yokes. And let's zoom in and check it from side to side. So here you can see, for example, the nose landing gear, which is molded together with the wheel. So leg comes together with the wheel. Next we continue with various minor parts which will be installed here and there. As I said, we have control yokes for the cockpit. I guess they will be visible even on the closed and assembled fuselage. Next, here we also have the rudder. We continue with some parts for the internal sections here. I guess it's something what will be visible through the nose landing gear and maybe main landing gear as well. Here we continue with the cockpit base, main landing gear wheels. Here we have also some parts for landing gear and another landing gear wheel here. So let's flip it over so that we can see that ailerons, they will be used as a guiding element, and there are no other guiding things here, so you have to be, let's say, paying attention while gluing everything together. Obviously you have to delete these plastic bits on both ends of the wing, but I guess it's not a difficult task. And note that overall molding quality looks really good, so there is nothing to complain about. And as I said, it's because it's a modern plastic, and I would say there is nothing to be worried about as well. Next, we have something what I was wondering about, because I heard that something is flying around the box. So this is something what is visible here on this shot. We have this aircraft stand, and I would say this is a really cool bonus for the civil aircraft, because in my opinion all the civil aircraft should be displayed on such stands, not standing on the landing gear but in flight position, let's say. And here we get it as a standard package, so you don't have to spend extra money in order to get it for your model. And it's quite sturdy, I would say, so maybe the only thing which I can advise is to paint it in your preferred color, because it's kind of scratched because it flies around the box, and it might be a good opportunity to copy a different color, maybe a metal one, maybe something else. Next we continue with a clear sprue. It was packed into a separate plastic bag together with decals. So here we have the canopy and eliminators. Everything looks good. Obviously the masks are not included here, so you have to get the aftermarket, or maybe mask everything with the liquid masks and cut the stickers for the canopy. It's up to you, but still, I will repeat myself, it's really good to have the clear parts, the transparent ones, included here. Next we continue with decals. So here we have quite an interesting thing. First of all, I will close the lenses so that you can see all the symbols, and let's zoom out a bit. So first of all, we have decals for several marking options, as you can see. We also have this one special for getting the right color shade, and this is something unusual. I haven't seen it before in the kits, so really cool. And note that even the canopy framing is given as a decal. So in theory, you won't have to mask anything here. Well, I'm just thinking how it should be working, because if we have a decal for this, we still have to cover the transparent areas. But in this case, if we have a decal, we don't have to be precise, because basically decal will be closing all the dark areas, and maybe it will be a shortcut for easier assembly, who knows. But as I say, the printing quality looks really great, so that's something what you can expect from Zvezda out of the box. Next we continue with the marking guide. So this one is printed as a separate color poster. Here you can see the first marking option. This is a USSR aircraft, and if you flip it over here you can see the aircraft from Russia, so it's from 2009. And this one obviously is modern, but as you can see, also quite an interesting marking option to copy. But here, by the way, you have to use the masks, because decals are provided for this one. Okay, next we have assembly manual. This one comes in a black and white form, So let's zoom out even more. As you can see on the first page, we have a short history note. We also have some safety advices and the tips on the assembly options. So you can assemble the aircraft on the stand or with the retracted landing gear. I wonder what stops you from assembling the aircraft with the landing gear on the stand. So it's just a matter of combining both features together. Assembly process here starts with the engine nozzles and also cockpit. So as I said, cockpit will be quite basic. As you can see, we have only the pilot seats and control yokes, nothing else. And I guess we will see some aftermarket for this. Also, we get the rear wall for the cockpit. So that's the circular part we saw earlier. We have the separate nose landing gear parts. And you can see that wheel well is combined together with the floor, so you can just rotate it and paint it. Next, we also continue with the clear parts being inserted into the fuselage. Here we have the wing assembled. Also, we have some tips for the folded landing gear option. And then we start joining the fuselage halves together. We install them onto the wing. We assemble the engine gondolas and also install the canopy parts here, landing gear. And that's pretty much all. So, well, the parts count is not that huge. That's why there are not that many steps to perform. But as I said, I expect to see some aftermarket for this kit. Here, by the way, you can see the stand, let's say, implementation for this aircraft. Again, quite an interesting thing because you have to cut the hole as far as I remember. So be ready for that. But it might be worth it because it will make it easier to display the model. So the whole kit should be already available. You can get it in any good model shop. Of course, I'll be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.